Well, hello there fellas, and welcome back to How to Android Soundboard. So today we want to do the first real step on the pop-up menu functions. And before we begin, I just want to explain to you that I'm using my own smartphone today to test the app, because I don't have the app, so I need to show you what happened on the emulator device, and it's a lot easier for me to use my smartphone instead. So let's just begin. We want to, save a file to the user's device, because like I explained, we have to first save the file to the user's device and then send it from the device to another app to, share the sound, or then send it as ringtone. So we want to create an on-click listener for our pop-up menu. So we're doing that by typing pop-up set on menu item click listener. So just create a new pop-up menu on item menu click listener, implement the method. We can right away return true here, so that will also be functionally. And now we want to check what option was clicked by the user on the pop-up menu, and we're doing that by typing an if statement and getting the item ID of the item the user clicked in the pop-up menu. And if this equals to r.id.action send, or menu item get item ID equals to r.id action ringtone, then we want to save a file to the user's device. The first thing we have to do is to define a file name, and so I want to first create a final string with file name, and we're getting that from the sound object get item name, and then just add a plus.mp3 tag, and that's it for the file name. So we have to define the directory where we want to save the file, and we want to save our file in the external storage directory. So first let me get the storage environment dot get external storage directory, and the next file is the directory itself, so that equals to new file, and we're getting the absolute path of the storage net, not absolute file, the absolute path, and we're adding a folder to it. We need 2 slashes in here, and now we want to define the name of our folder. I'm just naming it my_soundboard, and then to make sure the folder will be created, we're typing directory.mkdirs, so that will make sure that if the directory and any subdirectories doesn't exist, that it will be created. So now we want to create our final file that we want to write to the user's device. Will be a new file in the directory and with the file name. And now we have to define an input stream to read the data of the raw file into a buffer, and then later on write it through an output stream to the user's device. So first create an input stream. I'm just calling it in equals to view.getContext.getResources.open raw resource, and then just handing over the sound object item ID. So that will read the raw MP3 file. And we want to try to write the file to the user's device. So before we gonna write anything to into the try block, first let me complete the try block here with a catch, and we want to catch an input-output exception, and then log an error, log tag dot, and with text failed to save. I think file was, yeah, failed to save file, and add in the message there. Okay, so now we want to define an output stream, just named out, and that's a new file output stream that will write the file we created. And we have to define a new buffer. We do that by defining a byte array called buffer, and that equals to a new byte array with the size of 1024, what is 1 kilobyte. You can make it a little bit bigger, but 1 kilobyte will be adequate. So now just define an integer called len, and we'll use that in the while loop we're creating right now. And that while loop should read the file into the input stream, and as long as it can read something, it should also write something to to the device. So len equals to in.read and buffer, and then an offset and the buffer length. So, and if that's not -1, because read will return -1 if it's at the end of the file or there's nothing more to read. So as long as this is not at the end of the file, output or the output stream should write from the buffer, from the offset, as long as len. And well, now the only thing we have to do is to close the input and the output stream after everything is done. Okay, so well, let's try that out and run it on the device. Well, there it is, our app. I just accepted the write external storage permission, and now let's try it. Danger zone share, and now we have to get into a file browser. I'm using ES File Explorer, so internal storage, and there it is, my soundboard. And there also is a dangerzone.mp3. Let's try that out. Just ES media player. Okay, works fine. So that's it for this episode. Leave a like or a comment down below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.